What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary, amazing video. I hope I can pour some type of value into you guys and have an amazing conversation down in the comments below. Give this video a big thumbs up. It helps crush the YouTube algorithm and it's totally free. Donald Trump, as we all know, is always magnificent at showing gratitude to veterans. Rather, that's veteran families, increasing VA benefits, and even access to care, protecting our American soldiers that are at war, and also standing behind the everyday typical American, right? President Trump stood at Arlington Cemetery, laying a wreath in honor of service members killed in an Abbey Gate attack in Afghanistan that was ordered, this suicidal mission that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden initiated in the first place. These 13 Americans should still be alive with us today, serving, and President Trump just stood there, as you can see. You know, it's nothing political he done in regard to this matter at all, as he walks with the young lady in the wheelchair to walk beside the soldier, giving his respects, as he always does, as an amazing individual he is. And then he puts his hand over his heart for the pledge of allegiance, right? Nothing political at all. Politicians do this all the time, president or not, but most importantly, just honoring the families of individuals that were in service. A positive thing that turned political. From the Democrats' unnecessary commentary on Trump at the Arlington National Cemetery. Now, Kamala Harris is losing, so what does she do? And I present to you guys this. What does she do? She decides to attack Donald Trump, and it's a personal attack, to be very clear, for laying a wreath and honoring families there in Arlington. So she turns something optimistic into a political thing by saying these things as I read to you, presented and displayed to you on the screen. She tweets, or formerly known as Twitter, now known as X. As vice president, I have had the privilege of visiting Arlington National Cemetery several times. It is a solemn place, a place where we come together to honor American heroes who have had the ultimate sacrifice in service of this nation. It is not a place for politics. And yet, as was reported this week, Donald Trump's team chose to film a video there, resulting in an altercation with cemetery staff. Let me be clear. She says, let me be clear. The former president disrespected sacred ground all for the sake of a political stunt. This is nothing new from Donald Trump. This is a man who has called our fallen service members, quote unquote, suckers and quote unquote losers, and this brigade Medal of Honor recipients. A man who, during a previous visit to the cemetery, reportedly said of fallen service members, quote unquote, I don't get it. What was in it for them? This is a man who is unable to comprehend anything other than service to himself. If there is one thing which we as Americans can all agree, it is that our veterans, military families, and service members should be honored, never disregarded, and treated with nothing less than our highest respect and gratitude. It is my belief that someone who cannot meet this simple sacred duty should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States of America. And from my understanding, family, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm always open to the possibility of being wrong. Kamala grew up in Canada, and I believe she's a communist, in my opinion, who doesn't care for America, as our country is decaying before our eyes. I don't understand that she states political, and she says it was a political stunt. When Trump was honoring family and fallen soldiers simply. And Trump team decided to film there, but everyone films there. You know, I just feel like, as you can see, the same way they did the messy lie and the messy propaganda and the hoax of stating that Donald Trump called white supremacists fine people, which you can fact check, he didn't. She's talking about, she's running with the suckers and losers, saying the same thing said over and over, just like Joe Biden. Just messy lies. When the military also stated that there was no altercation even occurred amongst Donald Trump being at the Arlington Cemetery. So just pushing messy propaganda as usual. Now, Trump comes in hot with this response, and this is Trump's senior advisor, Stephen Miller. Dig this. Aside from being morally repugnant, cruel, and utterly heartless, Kamala started a fight with the grieving families of the Abbey Gate 13, whose loved one's death she is responsible for, is a desperate act of political self-destruction. Trump comes in hot. Trump did what was asked for the families who invited him there, right? Christy Shamelin, who was on Benny Johnson, amazing content creator, very informative, very amazing individual. Go check out his channel. Very educational as well. And anyway, Christy Shamelin was on Benny Johnson, and she said she invited Trump. She invited Trump personally to go there to the Arlington Cemetery. And as we all know, and Trump follows up with his response, if you do not know, but we know Christy Shamlin because I just mentioned him, as we all know. But Trump responds with this hot response of basically a video of Christy Shamlin, who was on the Benny Johnson show on Friday, which I believe Friday was, what day was Friday? August 31st. August 30th. Donald Trump went and dropped a video after his response to Kamala of the family members of the fallen soldiers consisting of the fathers and mothers of the 13 soldiers who were killed in Afghanistan by Kamala Harris, ordered alongside of Biden. And as you see all these family members, man, they speaking out. And we'll get there in a minute. I will show you guys, and we will play every single one. But veterans are saying Kamala is done. I'm curious to get you guys' perspective and insight down in the comments below. Let me know. Do you feel like Kamala campaign is done? Is she done here? Man. And here are the screenshots of the 8 family members here. There's most likely more on a recorded video they did on their own of these individuals saying Kamala Harris killed their kids. They didn't receive a call from her, never reached out to them. Kamala Harris never reached out to them. Kamala Harris never apologized or attempted to comfort these families. Man. And then what's more ironic, or the irony, I should say, family, is here you have Bush, Clinton, and Biden at the Arlington Cemetery taking a picture. And I give credit to where credit is due. Patrick Ruffney, that's the Twitter name, as you can see displayed on the screen. And he says if the position being taken is that the former president cannot tape a video at the Arlington, here's the Celebrating American TV special for the Biden-Harris inauguration, taped at Arlington and co-produced by the same person who produced the DNC. I think they just got caught. So it's more of a we can do it, but you can't do it type of thing. That's ridiculous, man. And man, I want to show you guys these videos of these family members. And man, it's heartbreaking. It really is. This is Christy Shamelin, as I mentioned. We're gonna start with her with the video. It's just crazy because Kamala Harris was taking credit and responsible for the death of these individuals, these soldiers, and these family members losing their loved ones when they could be still alive today. And it's a video with Dana Bash. Actually, the same Dana Bash that she had the CNN interview with, of Kamala Harris taking credit of the deaths of these individuals. Actually, I'm going to pull it up on X because I find it's a coincidence that she's speaking like this and feels so entitled. But she does. It seems like she makes it as though she does no wrong. And it's mind-boggling, man. Kamala Harris takes credit for the 13. It's mind-boggling to me. Here we go, family. Kamala Harris takes credit.
Yes. And you feel comfortable? I do.
I'll run it back. She's literally taking credit for the deaths. Check this out.
Afghanistan.
Yes.
Were you the last person in the room? Yes. And you feel comfortable?
I do.
She agreed with his decision-making 100%.
That decision was to pull all of our military out first, to close down Bagram Air Base, to leave Americans behind.
Kamala Harris has touted her role on Afghanistan policy. Now she owns it too.
On the issue of Afghanistan, we have seen a successful drawdown of the embassy, and thankfully, without any American casualties.
Our highest priority right now is evacuating American citizens. We have made significant progress in that regard. It is a dangerous and difficult mission, but it must be seen through, and we intend to see it through as best as we can.
What happened? What was the exit strategy? When you were that last person in the room, what was told, okay, worst case scenario, if this happens and our Americans are trapped, what is our plan?
Family. So they should have been brought them out. They should have been brought them home. No one should have been left behind. But family, I want to show you guys the family members. This is Christine Shamblin. Sorry, family. I want to put respect on her name. The mother-in-law of Sergeant Nicole G., who died and was one of the individuals who passed away, unfortunately. Check this out.
Vice President Harris, my name is Christy Shamblin. My daughter-in-law, Sergeant Nicole Leanne G., was killed in the Afghanistan exit at Abbey Gate on August 26, 2021. This year, for the third-year anniversary of her murder, we welcome President Donald J. Trump to Arlington to lay a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier with our family and to visit Nicole graveside. President Trump and his team were respectful. They listened to our stories and didn't talk much at all. We welcomed them that day, and they were comfort to our family. Vice President Harris, I ask you, why won't you return a call and explain to us how you call my daughter-in-law's death a success? Vice President Harris, why will you not express your condolences yourself? Why have we never heard from you? And finally, why would you take a day where we celebrated the death of our loved one and use it to disparage not only them, but us? President Trump has called, President Trump shows up, and President Trump takes the time to hear our loved ones' stories. Why won't you do the same?
That's man, Kamala Harris, I would have thought she would have knew better than that, man, to do better. And this is an individual that's possibly could be elected. She's a clown in a circus, man. Like the lowest of the low. Like why would you disrespect fallen soldiers as you tout? Oh, America has the most or power. America is powerful. We have the strongest soldiers, and you just disregard the grieving families, the respect for the soldiers that have served and have been left behind by your administration and died. I expected better from her. At least know not to do that. But this is the next video, family. Check this out.
Good afternoon. My name is Herman Lopez. I'm a Gold Star father. My son, Corporal Hunter Lopez, was a U.S. Marine killed in action on August 26, 2021. This message is intended for Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm not a person who usually takes to social media, but earlier today, your post regarding the incident at Arlington National Cemetery was brought to my attention. After reading it, it caused a reaction with me. You indicated in your post that you support the military and military families. I, for one, have not seen that support. It's been 3 years since my son was killed in action, and myself, my family, and other Gold Star families have not seen any support from you or your administration. You may make hollow promises about the economy or anything else you'd like to make promises about. But one thing that I ask of you, and the reason I'm making this message, is for you to stop making comments about your support for the military. As a Gold Star father, I know that you have not supported us. I know that you have not supported other Gold Star families. Please stop making these types of comments because that support has not been demonstrated. Your words are hollow and empty. My other request is that for the American public to know that these messages, these promises from Kamala Harris, especially in regard to supporting the military and our military families, are false and baseless. They have not been proven, and she has not earned our respect. Thank you very much.
Wow. That says a lot, man. Empty promises, and she says she gets down to business. Sounds like she does nothing. Or she doesn't do anything. Check this out, fam. This is the next individual. Okay. That was Herman Lopez, the father of Corporal Hunter Lopez. Sorry, fam. That was Herman Lopez, father of Corporal Hunter Lopez. I want to put respect on each of their name and each of these family members who are still grieving and have lost these loved ones who are strong, fearless, selfless, and out of respect for them serving our country. Most importantly, man. So we got Jim McCollum, the father of Lance Corporal Riley McCollum. Check this out, family.
Vice President Harris, my name is Jim McCollum. I am the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Lance Corporal Riley McCollum, killed in Afghanistan, August 26, 2021. Your recent remarks related to Trump's visit to Arlington are filled with nothing but lies and deceit. How do you sleep at night knowing it was you, this administration, you and Biden, you being the last one in the room, are responsible for the death of our 13 kids? You have failed for 3 years and 8 months to acknowledge our kids, to acknowledge me. You don't know me. You've never spoken to me. You've never reached out to me. You have failed in your duties as vice president. You have been nothing but disrespectful to me and the families of the 13. Yet you're claiming that you will always be respectful and show respect for our fallen. You've been absent for 3 years and 8 months. You've proven that you're not capable to do the job that you have, let alone the job that you seek. You know nothing about honor, courage, commitment, respect, but President Trump does. President Trump has been there for us. He's been a rock for us. He showed compassion for us, and he showed he truly cares for the families that truly do know what the ultimate sacrifice really is. You have the day you deserve.
Speaks a lot. Now we have Mark. What up, family? Mark Smits, the father of Lance Corporal Jared M. Smits. Check this out, family. One second. It was just playing. What's going on here? Sorry, family, about the delay. Hoping to get it together. Come on, come on. Let me try to refresh, family. 1 second. Sorry about that. Technology for you. I want you guys to see this. It's very important. And I feel like this is the modern day destruction of this presidential campaign, which is Kamala Harris's, man. And ridiculous. Okay, family. We got it together.
This is Mark Schmitz, Gold Star.
Here we go.
Father of Marine Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz. Here we are on a beautiful holiday weekend day. I got to stop what I'm doing, spending time with what's left of my family, to address a heinous, vile, and disgusting post put out by Kamala Harris, trying to incite those that don't follow the truth that President Trump was in Arlington as a political stunt. Shows you how much you know about the 13 families. We invited him to be there. Groundwork was put into place by Congressman Ice's office to make sure we followed protocol. Why did we want Trump there? It wasn't to help his political campaign. We wanted a leader. That explains why you and Joe didn't get a call. Imagine for a second that your kid is killed, and there's a president of the United States willing to take you under his wing and listen to you. That's what we found in President Trump. Certainly not you, and certainly not Joe Biden. You have 13 families who have been waiting over 3 years to so much as get a phone call, to so much as hear our kids' names said aloud in the halls of Congress, at a State of the Union, hell, anything. The irony behind your post that you give a rat's ass about our military or our veterans, Jared's brothers and sisters in arms, the rest of the 12, their brothers and sisters in arms, is an outright lie. We're living proof of that. You're despicable. You have zero business running this country. And I pray to God, Americans wake the hell up and get your ass out of office. You have spit in our face for the last fucking time.
Oh, man. Oh, but you can hear the frustration in his tone. And that speaks volumes, man. That speaks volumes. That says a lot. Now we have Stevie. 1 second. We have Steve Nikoi. Sorry if I botched any of the names. It wasn't intentional. It's not on purpose. I'm bad with names. The father of Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nikoi. Let's go, family.
Vice President Harris, my name is Steve Nikoi. I'm the father of Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nikoi. And your administration killed my son, deliberately in exchange for political theatrics so you could have a final day of the evacuation coincide with September 11th. Ignoring the advice of your generals, the Doha Agreement, and countless other veterans and members of Congress. Denying the safety of the Afghans and the servicemen and women. Your choice to play politics in 2021 killed 170 Afghans, 13 U.S. service members, and wounded 45 of our service members, as well as countless Afghans. You were not at Dover for the dignified transfer. At no time have you reached out to me to offer your condolences, to offer thank you for Kareem's sacrifice and service. Not once have you honored him by saying his name, so I said it for you. You have disparaged all 13 who have lost their lives as well as their families, exhibiting your lack of gratitude by your silence. I agree with you on one thing, that a person like you should never and will never stand behind the seal of presidency. You are a DEI vice president, and contrary to our kids, the worst that America has to offer. I will pray for you that God has mercy on your soul.
You said the DEI. She didn't earn it. She's not fit. She doesn't have the credentials. And that says a lot. We have 3 more individuals. So we have Jaceline Smits. Sorry, family. Jaceline Smits, the mother of Lance Corporal Jared Smits. Let's go, family.
Kamala, your statement is nothing more than a political spin to help you look better in your presidential campaign against Donald Trump. You have never walked a single day in our shoes. Our kids were murdered because of your administration, and you are partly to blame for that as well. What happened at Arlington was President Trump was invited by those families who have their soldiers buried at Arlington. They were invited there as a friend, as somebody who has taken the time.
She should have joined. She should have joined. See, when you know better, you do better, right?
Numerous times, on numerous occasions, to hear our stories, to speak our kids' names, and to help us get some accountability from your administration, because in over 3 years, we have gotten nothing but more and more lies. Just like your statement, more and more spun lies and cover-ups to make you and your administration look good. But there is one thing that you said in your statement that was true. No one should be running for president if they cannot honor military members, their families, as well as veterans. So I guess that means that you should step down, Kamala.
And that's the American people talking. I agree. Family, do you agree with her? We have Corey Doolittle, mother of Corporal Humberto A. Sanchez. Check this out, family.
My name is Coral Doolittle. I am Corporal Humberto Sanchez's mother. This is my statement of what happened on August 26, 2024. My son is not buried in Arlington, but I really feel like when President Trump went and paid tribute and paid his respect in Arlington for our kids, it was not just the ones buried in there. It was for all of our kids, and it was an invitation that the families actually extend to him, and it's not the first time that he actually meet with us and share time and with our families. After 3 years until now, Kamala Harris and President Biden didn't even say their 13 names. They called the withdrawal in Afghanistan a success, and for us it was just sadness and a disgrace. They are the responsible persons of murdering our kids, and until this day, they did not give us a meeting. They did not accept to meet with us and give us an explanation of what happened. Being him the commander-in-chief, he definitely left our kids behind, and just to fill the agenda of his prior commitments. I invite Kamala Harris and Joe Biden to accept the meeting with us and meet with us and explain us what was the whole deal behind the withdrawal in Afghanistan.
As they should.
I think that as a parents, we deserve a explanation, and we deserve the truth of what happened with our kids that day.
And I think this shows, as the American people speak in the loss of their loved ones, it just shows that the less of a they're not accountable. They don't hold themselves accountable, let alone they're not responsible. But it's great to see they are holding them accountable, as individuals are waking up and holding them accountable as they should, because that's what needs to be done. Okay, so we have Darren Hoover, the father of Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover. Check this out, family.
My name is Darren Hoover, and I'm the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover. Kamala, I want you to understand, and I know it will be difficult for you because you lack empathy and basic understanding. The events that happened on August 26, 2024, with President Trump at Arlington National Cemetery were solemn and in keeping with the reverence and respect that is given to all members of our military that are buried there. We invited President Trump. We are the ones that asked for the video and the pictures to be taken at the tomb of the unknown soldier. This was a very solemn wreath laying in our son's name, along with the Sergeant Nicole G family, as well as two of our catastrophically injured military members that were there on that horrific day in the honor of our Abbey Gate 13. We then moved to the gravesite where our children are buried. Again, we asked the Trump team to take the videos, take the pictures of our time there. President Trump then laid a wreath at the graveside of Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Christian Canals. There he talked to both his mother and father. President Trump then moved to our son's grave, where we were surrounded by our family and friends, where we talked about Taylor and his sacrifice to this country. Let me be clear. There was no politics discussed, none whatsoever. There was also not an assault that we observed take place, or did we hear it? I don't know where this is coming from, but it's disgusting and gross. President Trump has been there for us from the very beginning, when our son and the other 12 of his brothers and sisters in arms were murdered due to your negligence and uncaring attitude towards our military. Don't forget, Kamala, you were the last one in the room. You and Joe Biden made the final decision on how to pull out of Afghanistan. You created the chaos and mayhem for the military to accomplish their goals. Our sons and daughters made the best of a difficult situation, as they had been trained to do. They adapted and overcame all of that and came out as heroes, something that you will never know or understand. Kamala, we have been treated with the utmost respect, compassion, and understanding by President Trump, something you and Joe Biden have refused to do since August 26, 2021. Where were you and Joe Biden on August 26, 2024? Nowhere near Arlington Cemetery. You couldn't be bothered to be with us or even say our kids' names, just as you have done for the last 3 years. Neither one of you have called to speak with us or share in our grief. I wonder, Kamala, do you sleep at night securely in your bed? Or do you have nightmares of our kids because it was your incompetence and negligence that got our kids murdered? It is you who sends out messages on social media that are outright lies. It is you that has disrespected our families. It is you who knows nothing about service and sacrifice. It is you that has divided this country, and it is you who is unfit to be the Commander-in-Chief. These are the only memories we get to make with our son, and it is you who is playing politics and trying to detract from our memories made that day. You should be ashamed and embarrassed at your lack of empathy and decency as a human being. You are only in this for the power and prestige. You don't care for our military or the citizens of this country. You should hang your head in shame at your actions or lack thereof. You need to move aside, get out of the way, and stop hindering the progress, growth, and independence of this great nation.
She should have hushed her mouth. Not only did she disrespect the grieving families, but not only did she disrespect the fallen soldiers, but she disrespected individuals that are in the service, period. And, man, they greatly sacrificed for our country and this nation, man. And I wanted to show a video of Kamala Harris at Arlington because I find it very, very interesting. Look at her. Look, watch this, family. I seen this video and I felt like it was very important to show you this. They're walking. Soldiers beside them, marching.
Present arms.
Look at her. She had to look over to her right. Joe Biden gave his respects. She didn't know what to do. She's playing a role and not even qualified to be in office and learning on the job as she go. A trainee when she should already be qualified, especially when it comes to leading this great nation. But comment down below you guys' insight, perspective, and thoughts. I gave mine. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, family, peace.